What if I told you that in a single 24-hour period, a bunch of seemingly random events all around the world actually tell one single, really powerful story? It's a story about us, about animals, and how our relationship is changing, like right now. Okay, let's dive into this. It all kicks off with a question you've probably thought about. In a divorce, who gets the dog? Seems simple, right? Maybe even a little trivial. But what if the answer to that question is at the very heart of a massive global shift? Because see, the way we're starting to answer that question, legally, medically, even ethically, it reveals this fundamental rethinking of an animal's place in our lives. And this whole story played out in just one day. So our story begins in the United States. And it doesn't start with some dramatic event, but with the quiet stroke of a pen on a piece of legislation. One that's totally redefining what a pet even is in the eyes of the law. Okay, so get this. On December 22nd, Pennsylvania passed this thing called House Bill 97. Now, this completely changed the game. Before this, in a divorce, your dog was legally seen the same as your couch or your car, just property to be divided up. Not anymore. The new law brings in this powerful idea. Judges now have to consider the best interests of the animal. Who has a stronger bond with the pet, who can actually provide better care. This lifts an animal up from being a simple possession to a being whose well-being matters. It's a lot more like a child custody case. So if animals are legally being seen as family, it only makes sense that the next step is protecting them more, right? Well, if we hop across the Atlantic to the UK, we can see exactly how that idea is picking up steam. And you won't believe this, but on the exact same day, the UK government announced what it called a generation-defining plan for animal welfare. And the main target of this whole plan? A direct attack on the cruel commercial dog breeding industry. Just so we're all on the same page, a puppy factory or a puppy mill is not some cute place. No, it's an industrial operation where animals are treated like products on an assembly line. The conditions are often just horrific, and the only goal is profit. And just look at how far they're going with this. They're not just banning the factories, they're also banning inhumane tools like shock collars. They're closing loopholes that allow for puppy smuggling, and they're setting up new rules for animal shelters. I mean, this is a top-to-bottom reform. This whole shift isn't just happening in courtrooms and parliaments. It's also showing up in the incredible level of care we're starting to give our pets, care that's beginning to look a lot like our own. And yep, you guessed it, still on that same day, a company announced that a vet hospital in Texas was certified to use this thing called isopet therapy. Now, this isn't just your standard treatment. It's a super precise, advanced radiotherapy that targets cancer with minimal side effects, the kind of high-tech medicine we usually only hear about in human hospitals. And check out this number, 1,200%. That was the growth in treatment cases for this technology in the US in 2025. I mean, that is just staggering. This isn't some niche experiment. It's a sign of a huge movement toward giving our pets the absolute best that science can offer. But, and this is a big but, on the very same day that all this amazing progress was being made, a much, much darker story was also unfolding. A story that shows just how strong the opposition to this new worldview really is. 20,000. That's the number of live animals seized in a huge Interpol sting operation called Thunder 2025. It just rips the lid off the shocking scale of the illegal animal trade, which sees animals not as family, but as, well, contraband. And the details, honestly, they're just gut-wrenching. We're talking tiger cubs, thousands of turtles, birds, and reptiles literally stuffed into suitcases and shipping containers, all headed for the black market. It's a brutal, violent industry. This really lays the conflict bare, doesn't it? For every law that's passed to protect an animal, there's this massive global criminal network working to exploit them. This is the old world fighting back, a world where an animal's only value is its price tag. Okay, so the final piece of our 24-hour story introduces a totally different kind of challenge. This threat isn't driven by human greed. It's driven by nature itself, and it complicates our new sense of responsibility in a big way. Again, on that same day, scientists threw up a major red flag. A truly horrific parasite, one that was actually wiped out in the United States decades ago, is on the move again, spreading north. It's called the new World Screwworm, and trust me, it is the stuff of nightmares.
The fly lays its eggs in any open wound on a warm-blooded animal, and the larvae, well, they eat the living flesh of their host. It's a devastating threat to our pets, to livestock, to basically everything.
And this threat really highlights a whole new side of our duty of care, right? As our world changes, we face new dangers we never saw coming. Protecting animals isn't just about making laws against cruelty anymore. It's also about defending them from these huge environmental and biological threats. So after this whirlwind 24-hour journey, we're left with this one big question. We are writing new laws, inventing new medicines, and fighting global crime, all because of this growing idea that animals are family. But as this one day shows, that idea comes with some immense responsibilities, from fighting black markets to battling parasites. The real question is, are we truly ready for all of it?